There are encounters that defy explanation, moments woven into the fabric of time before time itself began. You were not sent by chance, dear soul. Your name, whispered among the stars, was etched into his journey long before your paths converged. This connection, this magnetic pull that vibrates within you, intense, inexplicable, and at times even painful, serves a purpose far grander than you can yet grasp. His presence in your life is no accident, it is a sacred calling. The angels say you were placed in his path as a beacon in the darkest night, a healing balm unseen but deeply felt. He, with his hidden wounds, encountered your light and found himself disarmed by such profound truth. You awaken within him echoes of what is pure, what is divine, what was long forgotten. This man, so confused and so burdened by defenses, has been experiencing an inner earthquake since your eyes first met. For you do not arrive in silence, you awaken. And awakening, dear one, often carries a profound ache. You carry something uncommon, a presence, a healing, a walking prayer. Your mission is not to force love, but simply to exist in your truth. And that, in itself, is already changing everything. The heavens are rearranging his plans, unbeknownst to him, clearing the dust from his heart's windows so that one day, he might see you with absolute clarity. Do not demand answers now, nor immediate reciprocity. His process is slower, more subtle, yet it is unfolding. For where true light resides, darkness cannot linger indefinitely. Trust that there is a divine blueprint, and you are an integral part of the miracle he has yet to comprehend. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, and before you were born I consecrated you. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. Every journey that begins in the silence of the divine is in truth a louder call, a call not heard with the ears, but felt in the very essence of your being, in your skin, in your body, in memories whose origins you cannot trace. You felt it. It was not your imagination. It was as if the universe itself whispered, "Pay attention." And without knowing why, you began to notice signs, small, almost imperceptible, yet undeniably real. Too many coincidences to be mere chance. This person who crossed your life, with guarded gestures, truncated words, and eyes that spoke more than his lips, did not appear to fill your emptiness. Rather, he came to activate ancient memories your soul already held. There is something in him that draws you inward. It is not neediness or dependence, it is recognition. The angels say, "You have known him before." And he too knows you, even as he battles against it. This recognition arrives without warning, sometimes without gentleness. It comes like an avalanche, disrupting everything you thought you knew about love. For this is not about ordinary romance, it is about destiny. And destinies often clash before they embrace. You are not called to be his safe harbor, not yet. You are called to be the storm that awakens, the light that reveals, the hand that does not pressure but guides. And this, dear soul, demands a strength that only the chosen possess. You were chosen, not by him, but by something far greater, something that knew among countless souls, that only yours would have the courage to remain whole, even while loving someone who has yet to learn how to love himself. Do not rush time. Time itself is learning to navigate this love. And as it learns, the heavens work tirelessly behind the scenes. Angels move the invisible, touching his heart in silence, showing him your image when he tries to flee, whispering your name in dreams he cannot comprehend. This is the invisible mission you carry, to love without losing yourself, to wait without fading, to believe without forcing. For true love never arrives as an imposition, it arrives as a revelation. Have you noticed his hesitation when he's near you? How his eyes wander, searching for words that never come. This isn't indifference. It's confusion. Not the confusion of someone who feels nothing, but of someone who feels too much and doesn't know where to put it all. The angels say, his heart was made to love, but he was never taught to trust. And so, he retreats. He hides. He appears absent, even as he longs to be close. He grew up believing that love is a threat, that opening up leads to pain, and that those who love ultimately lose. But then you came along, bringing a new narrative. Yet, he's unsure if he can truly live it. You are a presence that touches without hurting, a gaze that embraces without demanding. And this disarms him. But before he can surrender, he must face what he hides even from himself. This is why the angels ask for your patience. Not the patience of someone who just waits, but of someone who understands the deep value of what she feels. This story isn't about quick resolutions, it's about profound healing. You stand before a man in reconstruction. The light you carry reveals cracks he never wanted to see. This hurts, yes, but it also liberates. And even if he doesn't say it yet, he feels it. He senses that you are different, that your presence holds something of home, of truth, of future. He feels that by your side, he could finally rest, could be who he truly is, without masks, without fear. But the fear, dear one, is still too strong. The angels are with him now, surrounding his mind, dismantling old beliefs, whispering courage into his ear, preparing the ground for a new beginning. And while this unfolds, you need to do nothing but continue being yourself. For it is precisely this, your essence, that is causing him to question, to allow, to draw nearer. There is a silent moment that only the soul perceives, that instant when love begins to manifest in the care of one's own being. It is at this pivotal point in the journey that the angels gently touch your shoulder and whisper, "Now it is for you." You do not need to shatter yourself to fit into his world. You do not need to dim your light to accommodate his insecurities. True love never demands the sacrifice of your radiance. The angels want you to hear this with your whole heart. Your spiritual mission is not to abandon yourself for him. It is to remain anchored in your own truth while he finds his own path. You can love without losing yourself. You can wait without extinguishing your own flame. Perhaps you have spent sleepless nights trying to decipher his silences. Perhaps you have wondered what you did wrong to make him pull away. But what you feel is not rejection, it is a reflection of his internal chaos. The love you offer is so complete that it frightens him. And when someone has spent a lifetime surviving on halves, wholeness can seem dangerous. Therefore, today, the heavens ask you for something sacred. Turn inward. Look gently upon the woman you are, the one who feels, who waits, who fights, who believes, who, even when weary, remains whole. Care for yourself as you care for him in thought. Nourish your soul with kindness. Surround yourself with all that brings you joy. Be your own constant presence. For deep down, what you desire from this love is not salvation, it is recognition. You long to be seen, honored, chosen, not out of need, but out of worthiness. And this worthiness begins now, as you choose to prioritize yourself. The angels say, as you heal yourself, he heals. For everything is interconnected. Your light illuminates his hidden corners, even from a distance. But your light must remain kindled. Do not extinguish yourself trying to be his lighthouse. You can guide and, at the same time, protect yourself. This love was not given to consume you, but to reveal you. And the deepest revelation is this: you are already complete. What comes from another is a blessing, not a necessity. You can love with surrender, yet without renunciation. You can wait, without forgetting to live. And it is in this sacred balance that miracles unfold. There is something within him that recognizes you even before your eyes meet. This is no ordinary attraction. It's as if you activate an ancient code inside him, a mirror perhaps, one that does not distort but reveals. Since you appeared, he has known no peace. Not because you demand it, but because your presence brings everything to the surface. The wounded child he hides, the man he wishes to be, the traumas he preferred to forget, and most importantly, the love he never knew how to embrace. You are the reflection of his unhealed parts. And this unsettles him. For loving you is not comfortable, it is transformative. The angels say, you compel him to look. To look at his shadows, his emotional addictions, the patterns that keep him captive. You need not utter a word, your light speaks for itself. This is why he hesitates. Loving someone like you requires courage. Courage to move beyond the surface and dive deep. Courage to admit that he has fled from truth his entire life. But there is something in you that forbids escape. Your gaze, your calm, your unwavering strength even in pain. All of this shatters the walls he spent years building. You have become a mirror. Not one that flatters the ego, but one that reveals the soul. And he sees you there. And he sees himself too. This is why he sometimes pulls away. Because facing you is facing himself. It is admitting that true love comes not with guarantees, but with profound depth. And depth, dear one, can be frightening. But the angels are whispering to him, night after night, that there is nothing to fear. That you do not wish to take him from himself, but to help him return home, to his heart, to his essence. And even if he still fights against it, something within him is already yielding. For no soul ever forgets a mirror that reveals it with love. You are not here to fix him. You are here to remind him of who he is, beyond his fear. And he, even without words, has begun to perceive. There is healing in your gaze, forgiveness in your touch, and truth in your presence. You are the turning point. He just hasn't yet understood how to navigate it. Something silent has begun to stir within him. Perhaps you do not see it clearly. Perhaps his gestures still seem the same. But there is a detail in his eyes that was not there before, a longer pause between his words, a different breath when your name is spoken. It is the beginning of an awakening. The angels say, the heart that was dormant has begun to listen. To listen to memories he did not know he possessed, to desires he suppressed for so long, to the name of love, spoken with your voice. This does not mean everything has changed, not yet. But it means something has been touched. And once touched, it cannot return to slumber. Has he been more quiet lately? More thoughtful? It is because he is listening to what he never dared to feel. Your presence has become a living prayer within him. He realizes he misses you even before you are truly gone. He feels jealousy without wanting to control. He wants to know about you without knowing what to ask. It is new. And the new can be frightening. But he is waking up. And what awakens within the heart cannot be forgotten. You, with your calm light, with your way of existing without demanding, are teaching him what love without prisons truly means. And for someone who has lived surrounded by emotional contracts, this is revolutionary. Do not expect grand gestures. Not yet. The awakening begins small, like a seed breaking through the earth from within. But it is real. The angels show this with clarity. Each time he thinks of you before sleep, each time he dreams of what he has not yet lived, each time he smiles to himself remembering a detail about you, his heart is being reprogrammed. You are the code, the password, the key. And he, though confused, has already begun to type. He does not know what he will find on the other side, but he senses it is safe. It is right. It is yours. The angels continue to touch his soul. And each touch, though invisible, is another certainty that you did not pass through his life in vain. The love you planted is germinating, and it will blossom. Have you ever felt like you're going around in circles with him? Like everything is on the verge of starting, and then suddenly, you're back at square one? This cycle has a name. It has roots. It has a reason. The angels say, his fear is not of you. It is of what you represent. Because loving you requires presence, honesty, surrender. And for someone who has learned to hide, this is almost unbearable. So he comes and goes. He gets close and then disappears. He smiles and falls silent. It's the behavior of someone who desires but can't commit. And you, with all your heart, try to understand. You try not to blame yourself. You try not to let it hurt. But there are days when everything feels too heavy. Know this in your soul. This coming and going has nothing to do with your worth. It has to do with his fears. He learned to love with trepidation, to expect abandonment, to distrust peace. And when he met you, all of that was threatened. Because you don't bring drama, you bring truth. And truth can be scary. But even with all his resistance, he comes back. Because there's something in you that calls to him, something that calms and unsettles him all at once, making him want to run and yet stay. The angels are watching this cycle closely. They see no flaw in you. They see surrender, pure love. And that's why they continue to strengthen your heart. They whisper, you're not trapped in a loop. You're helping a heart heal in its own time. It's difficult, I know. But every time he returns, it's an attempt, imperfect, sure, to get closer to something he still doesn't know how to maintain. You are a lesson for him. And lessons require patience. This doesn't mean accepting less than you deserve. It means understanding that some healing doesn't happen at the speed of desire. And even in this exhausting cycle, there is movement. There is growth. There are seeds being nurtured. Love, when it's genuine, finds paths even in the labyrinth. And the angels assure you, there will come a moment when he no longer runs. For he will understand that the peace you offer is exactly what he was searching for while he was fleeing. There are healings that don't come with medicine. They come with presence, with shared silence, with eyes that say, I see you without needing words. You have been that healing for him. The angels say, your love does not shout. It whispers. And even so it heals. For what touches deeply is not noise, it is truth. And your truth has touched him in a way no one ever could. You arrived promising nothing, yet you gave everything. You expressed affection in small gestures. You provided comfort even during days of absence. You offered forgiveness even when your heart ached. And this, for someone who learned to doubt everything, is a miracle. He may not have said it yet, but he feels it. He senses there is something different about you. He feels that even in your silences, there is presence. That even when you pull away, there is love. And this confuses him, but it also comforts him. Because you do not demand. You do not coerce. You do not imprison. You love with freedom. And the love that liberates is the love that heals most profoundly. For it does not need to control, it simply trusts. You have been a balm for the wounds he never dared to show. You have been relief for pains he could not even name. And yet, even as you heal, you also bleed. For loving someone in a process means traversing internal deserts yourself. But the angels are with you, touching your soul on nights when you cry in secret, strengthening your faith on days when his silence hurts more than any words could. They remind you, you were not called to save, but to love with wholeness. And this love, so whole, so steadfast, so uniquely yours, is performing silent miracles. He will awaken one day and realize that the lightness he feels bears your name, that the peace that arrived slowly had your hands, that the love that healed him was yours. For love, when true, heals even from afar. And your love, my dear soul, has already begun to do just that. He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147 verse 3. There are moments when the heavens fall silent, yet the angels continue to speak. Today they want you to know, there is a plan far grander than your mind can comprehend. And within this plan, nothing is out of place. You him this encounter, all of it was orchestrated with details only the divine could conceive. You entered his life as an answer to prayers he didn't even know he had uttered. And he, without understanding, felt it. He felt there was something about you that could not be explained, only experienced. The angels say, God's timing is never late. It prepares. And that is precisely what is unfolding now. As you wait, something is being aligned. As you ask why, heaven is whispering, trust. For pieces are moving. Hearts are being molded. Paths are opening. You are not alone in this waiting. The divine is guiding every step of this story with invisible yet firm hands. He knows what you carry in your heart. He knows the nights when everything feels too heavy. He knows the faith you maintain, even without guarantees. And that is why he is moving heaven and earth for this connection to blossom at the right time. Not at the time of anxiety, but at the time of spiritual maturity. This man who now seems distant is being led. Internal battles are raging within him that you do not see, but which are part of the construction of what is to come. The divine does not err in its paths. And if he placed you in this story, it is because there is a profound purpose. Trust that this love, even in its silence, is being shaped by celestial hands. And when the time is right, everything will make perfect sense. Not all silence is just emptiness. Sometimes it's fear. Fear of feeling too deeply. Fear of losing oneself in what finally makes sense. He wants to love, but he doesn't know how. The angels say, there's a knot in his chest, tied during childhood, that has never been unraveled. A knot of insecurities, of abandonment, of words that hurt. And it is with this knot that he tries to love you. You can sense his hesitation in the little things, in the interrupted touch, in the gaze that lingers just a half second too long, in the almost gesture of affection he cannot follow through with. This isn't a lack of love. It's an overload of protection. For him, loving is a risk. It means shedding the armor that kept him alive for so long. It's revealing himself without any guarantees. And that still terrifies him. Have you noticed? When you get close, he breathes a little deeper. When you talk about the future, he switches the subject. When you pull away, he comes back. It's as if his heart cries stay, while his mind shouts run. And in the midst of this conflict, you remain. With your pure love. With your desire to build something together. With your presence that heals simply by being there. And even if he doesn't say it, he knows. He knows you are different. That you don't wish to trap him. That you only want to walk side by side. But for someone used to running, walking can feel like a prison. This is why he needs time. Time to realize that you don't want to break down his defenses, but to embrace his broken pieces. Time to understand that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's a bridge. And you? You need to remember that it's not your responsibility to save him. Only to love him in the most complete way you can, even if, for now, that also means protecting yourself. The angels are watching over both of you. They are whispering courage into his heart, and hope into yours. They know that love exists there. Real love. Love with roots. And when he finally accepts that he no longer needs to fight, he will find out that loving you was exactly what he needed to return to himself. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1.